All right, there you go. I have some setup, some sort of situation happening in the den. This is sort of my creative, you know, space in the house where I can just do work on my projects and stuff. And we have some whiteboarding situation going on in the back, but settling down in that new place. Anyways, coming back to the video, I use Claude Code for 12 to 14 hours every single day for my work, for my personal projects, for my content, actually for everything at this point. And the thing that doesn't make sense, Claude is not even topping the benchmarks right now. Like there are on paper, on benchmarks, better models available. And to be honest, the latest model, Opus 4.7, it dropped, a couple of weeks back, and developers are actually calling it, including myself, like really, really bad. So Anthropic, please go back to 4.5 if you can. Okay, so the question is, why can't I stop? And why can't the developer community stop using Claude Code even after, complaining about it, being irritated about it? And even when they were not irritated, what was the reason for the, for the inflection point that took us to this place? In this video, I'm going to uncover the success that Claude Code has had, the success that Anthropic has had, and why the model, the actual underlying model Claude, has nothing to do with it. Let's get started. So first, I'm not the only one losing my mind over this, right? Developers online is describing Claude Code as this video game for adults. In my opinion, it is actually better than video game, but still, to each his own. Like people are logging absurd hours. They are sort of token maxing, as they call it. Usage has skyrocketed month over month over month. And now at the time of recording this video, we are at the end of April of 2026. And still it is de facto for majority of developers online. And I'm not talking about vibe coders who keep on switching, models and tools and stuff. I'm talking about serious developers who actually build stuff. I mean, obviously vibe coders actually also build stuff, but people who were into coding previously and now are doing less and less of coding and using these tools for their building and development purposes. Coming back to the point, what gets me is that people stay with the tool even after they're frustrated. This is new in tech. This is new in software engineering or any sort of engineering. If you didn't like something, if you didn't like a tool, you switch, because the cost of switching is very less as compared to cost of switching a hardware, for example, a car or a MacBook or whatever, right? The cost of switching an app or a piece of software is minimally zero. Like, this is not normal behavior, because Claude Code has this grip on developers, on software engineers, that I don't think any tool has had in the recent past. And I get it, because I am those developers, right? I am the one who is like quad maxing, token maxing, day in and day out, skipping my sleep to, work 2-3 hours on my side projects, to ship things, to build things. Even at my day job, I work as an AI engineer, and Claude Code is always open in my terminal. Not just one instance, like multiple terminals, multiple instances of it are open. Like it's the first time that a tool like this is not feeling like a tool. It's feeling like a partner, that I can just bank on and we can just bang things out. Now, this is where it gets interesting. If you look at the benchmarks, Claude Code is nowhere near dominating. The latest Opal model released a couple of weeks back, and people are actually calling it devastatingly bad, including myself. Like, it argues with you, it doesn't listen to instructions, people are calling it psychopath on the internet. And frankly, Opus 4.5 was so damn good. I don't know what they did with 4.7. I'm not gonna pretend it's not happening, because it has happened. And on top of that, there are these weird limitations, like these weird usage limits. Anthropic has one of the most complicated usage limits in the current AI sector. There is this Gemini and Codex and Claude Code, and there's this Grok AI, whatever. These are the top frontier 4 foundational models, right? In this, Claude has the most confusing limit usage. There's this hourly limit for 5 hours, and then you lose tokens because Opus consumes a lot of tokens. If you're not on the max plan, you gotta be strategic about your usage, planning using Opus, implementation using Sonnet or whatever. And then there's this daily window or like a weekly window, and then on top of that, you just can't use Claude Code if you've just exhausted all of it, and you have to pay extra for that. Like even after such messy system, people are sticking with it. And even when the model quality dropped, people are not leaving it, and that tells us magic is not in the model. It never was, which means this discussion is about something else. So, to give you context, I actually made a video on this, but every generation of programming is just an abstraction above the previous one. Think about it. Developers used to write assembly, direct hardware instructions. Then came C and C++, still close to the metal, but more human. Then Python came along, and people genuinely thought, we don't have to worry about the syntax, because this is English, right? We don't have to deal with memory management. We can just think about logic, and Python became the de facto programming language for lead code. And Python has this great support for data science and machine learning, and Python was just skyrocketing. And now We have English, actual English. You describe a problem, you describe an outcome, you put in guardrails, you put in strong testing techniques, and someone slash something, something handles all the messy implementation and syntax and gives you the finished product. You just gotta be a clear thinker, a strategic thinker, a problem solver. All the boilerplate is just handled for you. And Claude Code actually is the next rung on this ladder. Not even Claude Code like AI engineering, like AI assisted engineering, using AI tools to, engineer stuff. That's just another layer of abstraction. Like AI is just another layer of abstraction. And the reason Claude Code clicked for me is that I am a developer. I am used to looking at code. I sort of want to see what is being built, right? But when that inflection point came out, when people were just building, even non-builders were building, I was seeing people online, vibe coding entire stuff end to end without even knowing a single line of code. And that's when it hit me. No IDE, no syntax, just conversation. And at first, it might look like that's not real engineering, but that is when I realized that's exactly what every generation of developers thinks about the next one. The developers writing assembly thought C was cheating. The developers writing C thought Python was cheating. Now we think English is cheating, whereas the fact is, it is not cheating. It is just the next layer in abstraction. And what Claude Code gave me, I don't have to deal with the messy implementation right now. I can focus on the problem solving, the creative part, the architecture, the system design, all these things which used to add value. My decisions actually matter because I'm in charge of product end to end. And syntax was never the interesting part anyway. I just thought it was because, it was the harder part of software engineering, understanding and thinking in syntax. But this is just half of the story. The abstraction doesn't simply explain why specifically Claude Code is bursting in popularity. There are other AI tools, right? There's Codex, Gemini CLI or Gemini, and then there's Claude Code. There's also Grok, but I don't know how that's it because I've not tried that. So the thing that I want to talk about and the thing that I think is responsible for the popularity of Claude Code is its form factor. Think about AI tools right now. Like you have these no-code one-shot tools that let you one-shot an application end-to-end in just a single prompt. Maybe it's just a front end, that's fine. In the next prompt, you can make the back end and stuff, right? But they let you do that. That is maximum abstraction. But for most developers, people who have grinded through the syntax and stuff, it feels wrong. And it feels like you don't have control over what is being built, right? You can't review what's happening. You are sort of just hoping it works. On the other hand, there are AI-assisted IDEs like Cursor, which are just fancy autocompletes. But in this case, you are still in the weeds. You are doing the messy implementation. And even in this case, AI is not your thinking partner. So Claude Code sits right in the middle. Like I use VS Code with Claude Code. Like a lot of vibe coders I see online, they have these, 3 to 4 different terminals which have Claude Code, and they're just giving instructions without even having git trees and all, and then they have merge conflicts or whatever. But the point is, they don't even have to see the code, and that's why it's so addictive for the vibe coders. But for builders, if you have Claude Code extension in maybe VS Code or Anti-Gravity or whatever IDE, you can have the thinking partner and you can also see the code changes that are being made. So you feel as if you are in control. Although I think in times to come, we need to get more and more comfortable with push in code, which we haven't seen. That's a different sort of engineering where we have systems engineering and harness engineering or whatever. That's a separate topic. But the point is, when I use Claude Code with VS Code, I can see the program that is being produced. I can review it. I can redirect it. I am in control of the architecture and the direction because I'm seeing the raw changes. And this balance, that's what got developers. Not the model benchmarks, the feeling of being in a conductor rather than a musician. All of this actually, by the way, happens locally. The reason why people, a lot of developers, they despise Codex is because it's sort of cloud-based, right? A local terminal friend which can do all the things on your local computer, like how you would work, but it's doing for you, and you are doing the more fun, creative, problem-solving bits. And all of this arrived at actually the right time. Somewhere, I think around the mid of last year, Opus 4 or Sonnet 3.5 was launched. That was the inflection point. That's when Claude Code usage just skyrocketed. Like people were going crazy and bonkers building all these applications and, vibe coding apps and, launching apps, making money from them. Because a year before that, like the general consensus was AI was just a toy, or maybe at best it was a fancy autocomplete. But now, it is definitely not. If you use the right tools, if you use them the right way, I don't think you have to write even a single line of code from now on. You have to focus on the other part. You have to take on more responsibility. You have to be in charge of more stuff, better stuff, to be able to produce better quality code, to be able to produce them faster, because you are not typing it, but still, I don't think you need to type the code. Because Claude Code came out as the first agentic coding tool and people were hooked onto it, and now they just can't go back. Because developers actually respected how the tool worked because it helped them augment their thinking. And once you have taken that leap onto the next abstraction layer, there's no coming back. So yeah, when I say that I use Claude Code for 12 to 14 hours every single day, I don't mean that it's perfect or it's better than the other tools. I just think that it has positioned itself in a way that, attracts developers. Like ChatGPT and, OpenAI products are best all-rounder products that you can have. Maybe I can give it to my mom and stuff, right? And Grok is good with, keeping up to date because it has access to Twitter and, it has ground truth sources and stuff. Claude Code, I think, is built for developers. Although OpenAI is pushing their codecs and stuff, I don't know how things will map out. I don't know how things will be 1 year from now. But right now, if you are in the game, if you want to build stuff, I would highly encourage you to try Claude Code. You're not gonna regret that. Just take the leap, go on to the next layer of abstraction, because as I mentioned, once you take the leap, there's no coming back. This fact has been true for every generation of programming and every layer of abstraction that has ever been and that will ever be. All right, I think that's the end. I got a lot more content planned. If you want to see how I use Claude Code on a day-to-day basis, the skills, the harness, I think I actually open sourced an harness. You can go to my GitHub and check it out. But I'm planning to, do a live stream in the coming weeks on, how I use it. Maybe I can do, live streams every weekend. We can build products together. I can do my live coding. I can just, take questions and stuff as they come along. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video and what your favorite coding tool is. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. All right, cool.